Yes, hi, good morning. This is Dr. Bob Flower with your Monday, November 9th Master Pattern Report. Greetings for the day. You can bid me happy birthday today. And on to lesser things. All right, let's talk about last week. We called for a silver move on the 4th and the 5th, and we hit it big on actually the 3rd. Came a day early. In fact, it was significant. It was up $1.04, and then on the 4th we had a 1% over a 1% move on the S&P. Well, we called it on the 4th. It occurred on the 5th. It was up 240 points. So I just want you to remember the way our program works, our system works, is it's either on that day or the day before, the day after. Our technology is just such that we cannot make it all the time on that exact date. So it's always within a day of that date. Okay, we consider that ahead. Okay, so we had two nice hits last week. This week, what are we expecting this week? We expect today to be a good day, November 9th. I expect it to be a good day anyway. But I think, so this is the market. And Wednesday, 11/11 on the S&P. This week we're going to look at Friday, the 13th for a silver move. And we have some dates for next week, but we'll talk about that later on. Okay, so on to some socio-political stuff. Where are we headed with the way things are going now between healthcare and cap and trade and budget deficits and the stock market being up and down and all around, dollar weakening? Well, for one thing, we're headed into some bad race relations. We think that that's going to be coming up down the road. Civil unrest is definitely in the cards, and that's going to be no matter which way the economy goes. I'm afraid this is going to be looks like somewhat of a throwback to the '60s to some degree, and to be honest with you, part of that's going to come because of Obama and a poor performance record. And some policies of the Democrats, which may end up losing out some entitlement programs, which many states are going to have to cut back severely, such as like New York. If they don't come up with $3 billion within the next 5 weeks, there's going to be some drastic cutbacks in a lot of these programs. So where else? Well, the Master Pattern has been telling me to some degree that Obama probably will not finish his term due to poor governance. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous, and we made this claim back in April, but we're gonna kind of see where this takes us. We think that there's something going on here that will eventually turn. Now, it could conceivably mean that he will not run for a second term, but I don't think so. I think that there's something else here. What else? Well, there's a big move coming up for world unity. We have seen this over the last century within the political realm with the rise and fall of communism, and to some degree fascism and European brand of socialism. Then we saw the rise of, and that didn't work out. European socialism is still hanging on, but it doesn't seem to be working. Certainly not as well as capitalism is. Then we saw the rise of corporate internationalism, such as the Blinderbergs and the Trilateral Commission. And although these movements still have life, they've lost a lot of their momentum, especially since the 70s and the 80s. So where will the next move towards world unity or domination come from? Well, we're already seeing it to some degree from religion. Now, I know what you're thinking because I'm a mentalist. But you're wrong. It's not the Islamic radicals. Wrong. They are part one of a three-part movement towards domination, which is coming from the religious movement. The answer to the power base behind all of this lies in this booklet, which I've downloaded, which you can, or you can go to our site. Sowing the Seeds of Global Government. The Vatican's Quest for World Power and Authority. A fascinating read. It's 15 pages. You go to this website, I'll give it to you in a second, or you can go to our website and catch it on our website, giving the history of this movement going back 70, 80 years. Okay? And the website this was taken from is www.usasurvival.org. Read it. Even if you don't believe it, read it and find out what may be in the making here. Okay? So the answer to the power base lies in this book. And strangely, this is not about converting people to Christianity. It's about a socioeconomic political movement that follows the church's tenets and places it in even greater control and positions of power. Again, go to our website. Very quickly, the market. There's some evidence here. We're not ready to make a call, but there's some evidence here that the market's going to be folding here pretty soon, within the next week or so. And it looks like it may be taking the commodities with them, including gold and silver. So I'm just warning you. I know gold is making highs here, and silver is following, but it may be a blow-off situation. I can't tell yet. I see the levels of where it possibly can go. I'll talk about that next week. But just be careful here, because there's a very strong possibility that you may see a tremendous drawback in the commodities, which may include oil, and a move up in the American dollar. Now, I'm not convinced enough to say this is going to happen, but there are patterns that are pointing to this very strongly. I have to wait to see if those patterns evolve clear. Okay? In other words, that there aren't other patterns in the way that may be interfering with that. And I'm going to show you a lot of this stuff. I'm going to show you this week, one of this week's charts. This is the S&P, and as you can see, here we are again with all our movement calls here, and you can see at the end here that we're still in a downward trend. Now, it's very unusual when you get an up and a down, or a down and an up all together without that polarity. It could happen. We could have a breakout here, and we're watching this very closely. We'll let you know exactly where we're going here by next week. Okay? You guys have a great week. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to... See you next week.